Welcome home, where we provide information, inspiration, and motivator after motivator after motivator here on America's Next. We have a good friend of mine, Mr. Edward Why Not, here with us today. How you doing, Eddie?
I'm great. How are you? Great to see you.
I'm doing good. Where are you located geographically?
I'm down in ATL, Atlanta, Georgia. So yeah, down here enjoying this hot weather. Although it looks like it's about to rain outside now, though. But of, but of
You
course, we
guys,
kids from Ohio.
right. You guys got a heat wave down there, huh?
Absolutely, man. It's heat wave every day. So hey, what's new? We got daily heat waves. So
Right.
yeah.
What was this past winter just like our winter here? Did you get much snow or not much snow at all?
Uh, I don't recall us getting no snow. Of course, it got cold, got chilly. A lot of people come down thinking, "Oh, I'm coming down to the ATL. It's about to be hot." They get off
Right.
that phone, get out the car, it'd be freezing sometimes. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
sometimes,
all
right?
beaches and things. So
Yeah. Hey, listen, we have a dynamic story for our audience today. We're with Mr. Why Not, and we're going to talk about how his name became Why Not. But first, tell us a little bit about your childhood. What was it like for you growing up?
childhood, grew up in a loving family, single parent household, but my mom loved me. She worked dearly. I had a relationship with my real dad, my biological dad, but he had some issues, so it's all good. We good these days. And my stepfather, Mr. Sidney Rouser, he made me into the man I am today. He taught me valuable lessons that and instilled in me at an early age, such as working hard and and just making something of myself. And he always told me once I got of age, get up out of Toledo, where I'm from, Toledo, Ohio, where it's not a lot of opportunities. And yeah, and I took heed to that advice, and here we are.
hmm So you're originally from Toledo, Ohio?
Yes, sir. Glass City. They call it the mud. They call it Mud City, or what they call it. Something like Mud Town, or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. I haven't lived there
Why,
18 years, but yeah, from
why,
Toledo.
why, why, why do they call it that?
They call it the mud, I guess, because it's easy to get stuck. It's easy to get stuck rather
Mm,
in your mentality, or easy to get stuck just there. It's not a lot of opportunities there. We are very hardworking people. We grew up, had a great childhood and stuff like that, but just not a lot of opportunities. So, at an early age, I
right.
was very ambitious. So I always knew I wanted more. And I came off as strange because as a visionary, I thought bigger back then, and almost had to just when the opportunity arose, I had to go somewhere where it was more people like myself trying to do amazing things. So yeah. But
Right.
I still love the city, give back a lot there, and my parents still, or my mom's still there, my stepfather's still there, brother. So I got love for the city. I give back, but I don't want to move back.
Right, I understand. We always love our home. You love where you come from,
Yeah.
and when you begin to give back, that's one of the first places that you should visit and visit consistently. I want
Yes.
you to talk a little bit about some lessons that your stepfather taught you that influenced the man that you are today. What was it? What Just give me one or two lessons specifically that he taught you that a young man out there today can identify with.
First, the first and or most importantly, he taught me that the importance of giving back. Like I said, he wasn't my biological father, so for him to he dated my mom for a couple of years when I was young. But even when they broke up, he seen something in me at an early age that, in spite of him not being together with my mother no more, he like I say, he took me under his wing. He taught me how to. He never gave us anything. Like if we wanted money to go buy, me and my brother Silas, we wanted money to go buy like ice cream cones or go buy hot dogs or anything like that. He'll say, "Go clean the tub or go rake the leaves," and he'll give us quarters. So he never gave us anything, and he taught us. He most importantly, from watching him, he went to work. He retired from GM, General Motors, and he went to work every night. He just told me that if you want anything in life, you got to work. You gotta bust your butt and just never give up. And and just seeing him along with my mother who worked at Chrysler, like working in factories every day, and up there working in factories that's like the big thing. I work at Jeep, I made it, but
Right.
it's like yeah. So be able to retire, get a retirement, stuff like that, and live comfortably. But most importantly, just they still push me. They encourage me to reach beyond my environment and they instilled in me the why not mentality early on that I now have today.
Mm-hmm. And so he essentially was a blue collar man that was teaching you how to be strong. He was teaching you how to be consistent, how to keep a job, and he was also teaching you the value of a dollar.
Absolutely.
Right.
And like even in sports, when I thought some stuff didn't go my way, like I felt like if I would have got an opportunity here, I would be there or whatnot. But he just told me to keep going, and he said everything will work out just like it's supposed to. You know, like they can't stop your blessings. Just continue trucking along, continue doing your best, and when it's your time to shine, you will shine. And sure enough, many years later, he was right, and so was my mom. Like I said, him and my mother, played a pivotal role in where I am today.
Right. Without a doubt. I want to take some time and show some respect to all the parents out there who are in their children's lives, or even if you're a parent out there who's struggling. Hopefully, by the time you tune into this broadcast, you will be poised and ready to receive some inspiration, because we certainly have an inspirational story today from a young man who was deeply influenced by his parents. Can you tell me, Eddie, what was school like for you when you were younger?
School was school. You know, I was back then I never did over and beyond what I had to do. You know, I got by off of talent. Just like I kind of did in athletics. I got by off of talents. So just naturally talented. I was naturally able to just to do nothing and get a C, you know, and to make it, you know, stuff like that. Like when I went to college, I knew I had to get an 18 on my ACT to be able to pass the NCAA clearinghouse. So I did just enough, you know, but I never, you know, and I kind of got by off of just talent. So school was okay. You know, like I said, I didn't struggle at it, but college was a little easier because I had to put more effort. I learned who I was. I knew I couldn't just depend on a pretty girl next to me. I knew I had to actually, you know, study. I knew I really had to, you know, like work hard. So, but growing up, school was, you know, it was school, you know.
Right. Okay. Now you talk about NCAA clearinghouse. Were you a sportsman? Are you into sports?
Yeah, actually, I had the opportunity to be able to go pursue both football and track at the collegiate level, which I decided to stick with football. Decided to stick with football. So I knew I had to get that 18 or 17 on my ACT. So which I got. So yeah. So
when did you start playing sports in your life?
I started playing sports at like 7 years old, and like I said, growing up in a single parent household outside of my stepfather, like filling in that void, but growing up in a single parent household with my mom, you know, I'm so thankful that she put me in sports, because sports taught me a lot at an early age, as far as connecting with people who didn't look like you, being able to work together as a team collectively to achieve a common goal. So it taught me the fact of when you get knocked down, you got to get back up, you know, no quitting. Like a lot of things that I apply to my life today. Like, you know, sometimes life get tough, sometimes business get tough, sometimes I'm married, sometimes marriage get tough. So it's like different things. Just never give up, keep trucking. And you know, it taught me to, most importantly, to love everyone and to accept everyone for who they are. So I'm very thankful for sports. Although I thought sports would be my my avenue to once again retire my mom, get my mom a house and all this stuff like that. Unfortunately, it didn't work out due to, you know, some things that we'll talk about later. But or sports and academics, like I said, I took student athlete. I took that literally. So, you know, especially as I've gotten older, I knew I wanted to do more. I knew I was more than an athlete before I ever heard LeBron say it. So, you know, it's like, so yeah.
Well, what I was going to ask you subsequently was, at what point did you start to realize the value of education on a higher level than you looked at it when you were in your formative years?
I always looked at it high. I always knew that I wanted to be the first college graduate in my family, or I wanted to be the first, at least in my immediate family. Always knew that, like, you know, when most people was trying to make it to the NFL, I wanted to own a team. You know, like you can ask anyone. I always said I wanted to own a team. So I always thought, like, you know, I wanted to I wanted to be an executive at Nike or Under Armour or something like that. So I always knew that education was the key to get there. But it wasn't until certain things happened in my life that I took it serious, that I knew I had to really grind, that I knew that I had to dig deep down inside, that I knew only talent could take you so far.
Right.
And just your charismatic or whatever, that only can take you so far. You have to actually put that work. Nothing replace the work.
That's right. So now, Eddie, there's thousands of young men and women across America who are playing sports, probably not at this moment because of the pandemic that we're all facing. But a percentage of those young people are looking at sports as a bigger deal than their academics. Now, you can identify with that because when you were younger, you saw it in a similar light, even though it changed for you. What would you say now in retrospect to young men and women out there who are all sports and little schoolwork? What would you say to them?
You know what? My life changed where my uncle Myron Bell, salute to him. He's a Toledo legend. He played for Michigan State and went on to play for the Steelers. He changed my life. Like when I was about 15, 16 years old, me and my buddies went down there for like spring break or something like that. And we stayed at his house. And he took us, and he lives in Charlotte. And at the time, I believe he was just finished his time playing with the Bengals. And when we were down there, he took us on his boat. Now we were riding around Lake Norma, and he was showing us riding around these nice neighborhoods. And he look at that house. And I was like, who lived there? NFL player? That's how I thought. Or NBA player or athlete? He was like, no, just regular professionals, business professionals, doctors, lawyers, businessmen, accountants, just people with who with great education, or great education or great business people. And that's when my mind changed. That's when I realized that I didn't have to make it to the league to be able to live in a beautiful home or to be able to have a boat and stuff like that. That's when it really hit me to actually take education more seriously and to take my craft more serious, because it's more than one way to skin a cat. Like I said, education ain't the only tool that can take you there, only vehicle that can take you there, but it's definitely a great vehicle that can take you there. So yeah, that's kind of when he changed my mindset. And once he changed my mindset, that kind of instilled my why not me mentality, in which I have today. My why not me, which we'll touch on. But yeah, he truly changed my life. So shout out to my uncle Myron Bell, Boo Bell. Like I said, that trip really changed my life and changed my perspective, and definitely is how I see things to this day, and encourage other kids.
Right. And so, what would you say was your best achievement in sports?
To be honest with you, just my best achievement was finishing, man. Like I said, I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I felt like I didn't get the breaks that I should have. Like I said, I felt like if a coach would have believed in me, I would have been at Ohio State versus some other places where I was at. Of course, I probably wouldn't have. I don't know if I had that type of talent. But, of course, I think that if some of the coaches would have accepted me for who I am, or if I went to a different school, if I would have had a father to be there to kind of like fight for me, some things would have, while I still achieved at a high level, I truly feel like, like a father figure could have put me in a better situation or could have fought for me harder, because like coaches, like people, kind of unfair, and I won't get into nothing about that, because God bless them. It all worked out. It all worked out for me in the end, and I'm just able to be a blessing to others. But back then, I'll be honest with you, I had a lot of healing to do, because I felt like sometimes I didn't get a fair shake. But to this day, what God had planned for me for my life later on, I kind of needed to go through that heartache in some ways. I had to go through some of those feelings of knowing that life ain't fair. So, what's meant for you is meant for you, and can't nobody stop it. And to this day, no matter what breaks I didn't think I got back then, it's all working out, baby. So to God be the glory. It's all working out. So I love them, and I go back and give back. But maybe if things would have been different, maybe I would have been something different. Maybe I would have been comfortable. I never was able to get comfortable. So
Right.
So
right.
Push
It's important. It's important to avoid complacency in life. And for you, Eddie, I'm looking at all the different awards and achievements that you have on the wall behind you. And it seems to me that you, my friend, had a life that was more significant than a collegiate sports player or even a professional NFL player, because today you impact lives around the world. Your story is one that takes people from a negative disposition on life to a positive disposition on life. And maybe the universe was trying to get you to see that your calling was bigger than sports itself. Have you ever considered that?
Yeah, I thought about it. Of course, looking back in hindsight, I can see it, but which what continues to inspire me to inspire others, to let them know that it don't matter who you are necessarily. What they say, your current situation doesn't necessarily predict your future. You know, like now the things that you do, you can't control everything, but you can control how your attitude. You can control how you react to things. So when things don't really necessarily go your way, if you can continue to work hard, continue to love, continue to plan. Like I said, I always say, like the sun and the moon, they all got different times to shine. So you got to continue to stay persistent. And sometimes life ain't fair, but like I said, I believe God is. I believe God will work everything out for your good in the end. So it's like, yeah. So
I agree with you. I agree with you wholeheartedly. And so you were knee deep in sports. You were playing different sports, and something changed for you that caused you to stop playing sports to the capacity that you were playing sports in originally. Can you talk about that?
It's still tough kind of talking about it, but still to this day. But it all worked. Like I said, it all worked out. But still, just before my sophomore year of college, I believe it was, got diagnosed with doing a routine physical. Got diagnosed with kidney failure out of nowhere.
Wow.
Here I am up at Eastern Michigan University, trying to pursue my dream of playing college football. I just had transferred in from Northwood University, but up there trying to pursue my dream of playing college football, looking forward to attending camp that fall, and doing a routine physical. The doctors were shocked by my blood pressure, which was like 248 over like 121 or something like that, if I recall correctly. And I just remember the doctors acting erratic, and they like, oh, this can't be right. And so they had to, like, I was seeing a pediatric at the time, so the pediatric doctor. So they brought a bigger cuff in, which made me feel good, because I'm like, my arms, I have been working out, so it made me feel good. Like, man, maybe my arm's just too big for that cuff. I outgrew the cuff. But they put the cuff back on and still had the same high reading. And immediately I was rushed to the hospital, St. V's. I remember they wouldn't even let me drive. I was just leaving from working out with my trainer, working out with my brother, Greg Schoenbeck. Shout out to him. Out at a training facility up in Toledo. And I just remember them rushing me to St. V's, and next thing I know, they sticking catheters and tubes in me everywhere. And I just remember a doctor coming in with a like Dennis the Menace look and was like, man, do you know that honestly, do you know that your kidneys failed and that you have to start dialysis the next day? I didn't say next month or next whatever. He said you have to start dialysis the next day. And I was like, okay. I didn't know what dialysis was. I never had no injury in sports or anything. I'm like, okay, will I be okay for the upcoming school year and upcoming, season? And he was like, it really hit me and it was like, not only will you not be able to attend school next year or play sports, but like I said, your name will have to be placed on a transplant waiting list. And that's when like my life kind of changed. Like, it's just like, wow, So I went immediately, like in a matter of 24 hours, at least less than 48 hours, going from being this fearless athlete, or being this fearless athlete in the making, collegiate athlete in the making, a student athlete, to being a patient. Being a dialysis, waiting for my new gift of life. So yeah, man.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's tough.
Let's slow it down for a minute, because what you're talking about right now is really hitting home with me, because your life was changed in an instant.
Yeah.
And I wonder, were you working out so hard that you didn't realize that your body was going through something? Do you think that could have been the case?
To be honest with you, man, back then, looking back on hindsight, the I knew now I can look at it and say I knew it was part of my purpose. Back then, I really don't know what caused it. The doctors have no they don't know what caused it. You know, it's like only thing I could have thought of is maybe a protein shake or something that I was drinking to gain weight. Maybe I was eating too much, which I tried to work with. I'm trying to work with like different university athletes, letting them know that watch what you put in your body. People's bodies react to certain things, and maybe some of the protein or something that I was taking back then just to bulk up. Only thing I was taking was like a whey protein, I recall. You know, just to put something. Maybe my body just couldn't react to that, but they still don't have no official diagnosis or no official cause. You know, but yeah, maybe I was gaining too much weight too fast. I'm not sure. To be honest with you.
Right. I mean, that was a devastating blow. That was absolutely devastating. And I want to talk about how you overcame that. What was your next? What did the next 2 years of your life look like after that dramatic discovery?
Man, like here it goes. It's like, man, I was like, well, I was in that dialysis center, which I still got those tubes in my arms where I did dialysis for those 2.5, 3 years. I don't know if you can see it right there.
I can see it.
Where I get poked with needles about this big, 3 days a week. And yeah, right, like into these different ports. And when I was in dialysis, I was just like, man, Lord, why me? Why now? Everything that I worked so hard for, both in the classroom and in athletics, just to get to where I was. Like I said, man, I'm coming from a single parent household, you know, like trying to become the first college graduate in my family. I didn't drink, I didn't smoke. I drunk casually, should I say casually, but I wasn't no big drinker or nothing like that. But so socially, should I say? But yeah, for that just to happen the way it happened, I was like, Lord, why me? Why now? Like, man, like I finally overcame what I felt like some of these breaks I wasn't getting in, or maybe some of the love that I wasn't getting like others, you know. And I'm like overcame that just for it to end like this. I was just like, Lord, why me? Why now? And then wound up crying many nights, and the Lord said, why not you? He said, he said, what you have for your life isn't what I had planned for your life. As I like to call it, he took me off the college campus, the sporting field, and put me on the battlefield of saving lives. And lo and behold, 14, 15 years later, since it's been, here we are. I'm talking to you. I met you, which is a great friend in college. So it's like, and so many others. And like I said, and he had a different plan. These thousands of lives that we've been able to impact over the years would not have been possible maybe if I'd have went another route. So it's kind of like it all worked out. And when the Lord said, why not you? That instantly lifted my spirit.
Wow.
And he showed me that he had a purpose for my life. And, you know, he believed in me, even if I felt like some other people didn't believe in me. The Lord said, I believe in you, son. I believe in you. And I'm going to take you greater heights than what you felt like a coach, or you felt like a teacher, or somebody who you felt like should have wouldn't, you know? So, you know, it's like.
Right.
Yeah.
And so this is tremendous, because you decided to change your whole look on life. You said, hey, I'm still a player in the game, but I'm just on a different field.
Different field.
I think that's incredible. And so in your dark moments when you were crying and you were, you know, trying to figure out why this happened to you, you had a spiritual awakening as a result of that. And your God told you, why not you?
Yes.
Right? Why shouldn't you be the one who takes on an even larger purpose in life? And why shouldn't I use you as a vessel of inspiration and education and motivation for other people in the world? And so you took that epiphany and you created something out of it. And if I'm not mistaken, it's called Why Not? Is that correct?
Yeah, nowadays we got a couple. We got Why Not Me Enterprises, but back then it's Why Not Foundation. We got our foundation, Why Not Foundation, and we got Why Not Me Enterprises, which I came about later. But yeah, the Why Not Foundation came as an immediate result of that. And like I said, we'll get into that later, how the Lord even expanded on that. That's how I know it's nothing but God. That's why I don't say I did nothing. I say I was obedient, because, you know, I could have stayed pouting and stayed like the world was against me, like, oh, my life is over. But the Lord gave me the strength and the courage to be obedient, because the Lord gave a lot of us messages but some of us aren't obedient to our calling. That's why I encourage everybody to seek the Lord, but be obedient to your calling. So I just been an obedient vessel and trying to continue to be an obedient vessel, and He has done the rest, man. I have had nothing to do with this. I've literally just been, just trying to be obedient and help people. So.
Right. And so it's obvious that religion played a major role in your success. Can you talk about the role that religion plays in your life, and how do you incorporate your religion into your outlook on life?
I don't like to look at it as a religion. I say my relationship with the Lord and my spirituality. See, like I said, you calling me this CEO and I can't even pronounce words. See, that just shows you the power of God. I can still do all this, but can't even pronounce words. So, you know what I mean? I'm just an ordinary man in the Lord, who's the Lord doing extraordinary things through. So, but yeah, whatever that word is, spirituality, whatever, but yeah, so I say, so yeah, I just believe in God. Yeah.
Do you go to church?
Yeah. I definitely go to church, and and most importantly, I carry the church with me everywhere I go, trying to show people about the goodness of the Lord, not only in my life, but trying to remind people of the goodness of Lord in theirs. Sometimes it can seem bleak in people's lives. So
right now, if you can, I want you to talk to our viewership about how your spirituality pulled you out of the dark place that you were in. How did it pull you out? Did you become an avid Bible reader? Did you start studying scripture? Did you take on any spiritual mentors? What exactly did your spirituality do for your growth out of that dark time in your life?
You know what? I like this quote: when you're down or nothing, God is up to something. Sometimes God will allow things to tear you down so He can build you up. Like I was building myself up and I had a lot of animosity. I'm like, man, I'm going to show this coach. I'm going to show this teacher. I'm going to show, man, that y'all. I was kind of mad. I was going through college like, what? You know what I mean? I'm getting out of Toledo. I'm going to show my dad that my real dad, going to be, you should have been around, man. I kind of had that mindset, and that was driving me. But when the Lord stripped everything away from me, I didn't have nothing. Like girls didn't like me because I was this or not. I didn't have nothing. I had to really get in tune with myself, how amazing I truly am. Accept who the Lord created me to be, like break down to my core. And a lot of people, sometimes you can't do that when you're getting shadowed with accolades and getting shadowed with this, and people putting titles on you. So that's why I don't like getting called CEOs or getting called this. I'm just a man of God, man. Because when they throw that stuff on you, you can kind of get caught up in that. But I just got caught up in it. I'm just a vessel of God. So it's like, I don't know where I'm going because the Lord is. But yeah, it's through my spirituality, man. It's just like, I read my Bible. Yeah, I got close. Yeah, I still sin. Yeah, but like most importantly, I just knew that I didn't have all the problems, but I connected to the source. When I connect to the source, He gave me an energy. So the Lord is my source. I do read my Bible. I do go to church. But most importantly, I try to live the way I try to live and show people the Christ within me. Actions speak louder than words. So I want people to know. I don't want to got to tell people that, yeah, I'm a Christian, or I'm a this, I'm a that. I try to allow my actions and what I do, my lifestyle, how I treat my family, how I treat people, to know that, man, there's something special about him. You know what I mean? I want to get to know whatever that is, which in my case, it's the Lord. Whatever that is about Him. You know what I mean? What gave Him that faith? What gives Him that faith? What gives Him that strength, to overcome these things? I want to know that same God, so that's just that's my whole purpose, brother.
Right. Very, very, very inspirational today, Eddie. And I want to let you know that you're providing a great experience for our viewers today. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to Eddie Why Not Drake today, and we'll be right back with Eddie after a brief message. America's Next Motivator. Tune in Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern, Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern. Hosted by Cedric Riley, sponsored by our good friends at 4D Healthcare. And we're back.
Uh-huh.
Eddie, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good. See, my dog got saved. My dog got spirituality, so she jumped in my arm, Olivia. So you know, she like I'm trying to hear this. So yeah.
Hey, listen, Orlando Riley in the audience says, keep God first. How you feel about that?
Amen. 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 That's it. Amen.
Without a
always,
doubt.
always.
Without a doubt. So let me get this straight. If you're just tuning in, this gentleman, Eddie Drake, he thought that he was going to be the next Myron Bell in the NFL. He thought that he was going to be the next big thing smoking. But he got slowed down in life because at a routine check-in, he found out that he had kidney failure. And so that led to a totally different life for Eddie. And he didn't stay down. He turned it to a positive. And we're going to talk about that today. So, Eddie, what was next for you after you changed your perspective on what was going on in your life and you were ready to make your life a better thing? What happened next in your life?
I created a quote that say adversity plus faith plus perseverance equals a purpose and life testimony. I'm going to say that once. Adversity plus faith. You're going to go through adversity in life, but you got to have faith to overcome that. And then you got to persevere. You know what I mean? Like I said, you got to cry. Then you got to get up, wipe your tears, and what they say, build a bridge and get over it, whatever you're going through. You know what I mean? And then then in time, you're going to realize it all is for a purpose. You went through all that stuff. You went through those tests for a testimony. And then in my case, the Lord has allowed me to utilize my resources, you know, to impact lives and to utilize my knowledge and my experiences, both the good and the bad, to impact the lives of others, you know. And to, you know, while also helping provide my family with a comfortable lifestyle. So, you know, it's like it all worked together for your good. And that's very true. Like the Lord will work even your enemies, even your toughest situation. He will make it all work out for your good to those who believe in him. And,
without a doubt. Now, let me ask you this. Did you actually need a organ transplant?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And thanks for asking that question because it gave me a chance to promote my my organ and tissue donation. Yes, I did have a kidney transplant in 2008, thanks to my donor Leanne, who when died said yes to becoming an organ and tissue donor, or before she died, she registered to become an organ and tissue donor. So I received my kidney from a deceased donor. So I'm thankful for her gift, and whoever knew that that from the gift she gave me, blessed my life and potentially 8 others or 7 others and enhanced the lives of 50 people. So I encourage everyone today, of course, why not become an organ and tissue donor today? And you can visit www.donatelife.net, www.donatelife.net. So yeah, that's very important to me because I did receive my gift from a deceased donor, and I keep in touch with their family. And when I wrote their family, I was like, I don't know what to say. You know, your daughter passed away, but here I am. But I just say, words are meaningful, but actions are powerful. I would allow my actions to show my gratitude for the gift that your daughter gave me. Although I didn't cause whatever happened to her, but I will allow her to live through me. So I carry her through my life. I try to live it to the fullest, man.
Right. It's miraculous that you were able to receive a kidney transplant and that you were able to use your life to benefit others. Everybody does not have a successful organ transplant. Is that correct?
Correct, man. And it's so sad. Like I said, my foundation, which I'm sure we'll probably touch on a little later, but my foundation, like I said, we work with kids, man. Like I thought my perspective on it, everybody like, oh, you're so young. They just was assuming. The most hurtful thing when I got sick was, oh, you must have used steroids, or you must have, because they didn't know nobody who was that young. But now myself and our team, we travel all around the country and we see kids they got cribs in the hospital who needs heart and liver to adults. And we see that, man. And while I may not need it today, things can change tomorrow, but also, I always tell people, never think stuff can't happen to you, because if you go to any hospital, them hospitals filled up with people who show you stuff can happen to you. Those funeral homes is built up with people that can easily happen to you. Those jails are filled up with people that can easily. So never think why not you when it comes to, you know what I mean, stuff. I mean, you better, I mean, like I said, you better. Yeah. Do not take your freedom. Do not take your health. Do not take your spouse. Because I mean,
don't take these things for granted.
Don't take it for granted, man. Like one of the toughest thing I had to do is I had to go out to Maryland a couple weeks ago and bury my brother-in-law, RP Jorge, and I'm praying for you, sis Ash, and nephew Colin. But yeah, I mean, he's only 36 years old, and I mean, yeah,
it's tough, you know. And we always look for a silver lining in situations, and we want to, as you say, we want to persevere. Now, let me ask you something. Does why not? Does that stand for anything, or is it just why not? Why did you start that way?
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? Especially with the foundation, not so much with some of the other things, but with the foundation, it stands for youth. See, youth needing organ tissue transplants. And how ironic! I knew that was God for him to give me why not. But also I never knew back then, it didn't make sense. I didn't know what all the foundation would do with helping pediatrics. But yeah, this stands for youth needing organ tissue transplants, which we now have impacted thousands of lives across the country, you know. And then, like I said, have been able to turn that into other things, inspirational purposes and motivational purposes. Like I said, other companies has arisen as a result of that. You know, it's like it's become my life motto. So yeah, but the foundation, youth needing organ tissue transplants, and we're all about impacting lives. That's all it's about. We're all about impacting lives.
Right. So, yeah. So how did you actually start the foundation? Talk about that journey.
Yeah, like I said, once the Lord revealed to me, why not you? You know, like I said, like he was gonna turn that test into testimony. My buddy Stephen Curry, which I'm sure you're aware of from days at Ohio State, he connected me with Mr. Byron Potts and myself, and along with some of my other brothers. I want to give him a shout out. Who was with me when I filed that official paperwork? Lance Self, Asante, Stephen Curry, and I'm missing one. But yeah, we're all Mr. Potts, Attorney Potts up in Columbus, Ohio. He helped us file the paperwork, which I'm still thankful to him for this day. You know, like I said, he didn't even know me. He just seen the vision and helped me file the paperwork. And so many people believed in us over the years, such as Ohio State. So thank you so much, Ohio State, who supported our organization, especially in the early beginnings. Like I said, a lot of people thought I went to Ohio State, but Ohio State, they would let me come in and use their facilities, host all our meetings, and
right.
You know what I mean? I may be dating or messing with some dating girls on the campus, so they'll invite me to speak at their events and stuff like that. And you know, it's like, you know, it kind of involved me. I became a Buckeye without, you know, like in the mix of all that stuff what I was going through. So you know, it's kind of like there's so many people who played a role into helping help getting it started. But yeah, it's awesome.
Right. And what is the mission? What's the mission of the foundation?
The foundation provides support for pediatric transplant patients and promote health and wellness prevention in the community, and also promotes organ and tissue donation, or spread awareness about organ and tissue donation. So we host a lot of support groups. We host a lot of support groups. We give away like gas cards. Yeah, I'm having a blank giveaway. Gas cards. Yeah, stuff like that. Visit kids in the hospital. Give away like school supplies.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So holiday season, we do a lot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about some of the discoveries that you made when you started getting into this work. You talked about, you know, hospitals being filled with people who need organ transplants. What was one of the first times when you realized that you were involved in something important and that your work was really something that was vital to the community? Talk about that.
Can you say that one more time? Sorry, I'm trying to.
Yeah. Tell me when did you realize that what you were doing was something that was important and vital to the community? For instance, I'll give you an example, right? I spent over 8 years of my life in foster care. Before I went into foster care, I had never heard of it before. Now, when I got older and I started speaking, I realized that there was thousands upon thousands upon thousands of kids who were in foster care. It wasn't just me and my brothers and sisters. There's children in every neighborhood in America who are in some way involved with the foster care system. That made me aware of the fact that the cause that I was pursuing was absolutely huge. Did you have a similar experience?
Yeah. To be honest with you, I started really feeling it when I went into the children's hospitals and was able to see the smiles. We were able to put it on their faces just by going in there and visiting them. And it's like we got the first program we ever created through our foundation was called Why Not Brighten a Child's Day. And we got these bracelets that glows in the dark and say Why Not Brighten a Child's Day. And we give them to the kids in the hospitals to let them know that no matter where they're at in their darkest moments, it's something always inside of you shining. And even though you're in a dark moment in your life, the sun will shine again. So stay encouraged and let them know that if we're visiting kids out in DC or California or whatever, let them know that while I may not physically be here to encourage you, man, we're all shining. We are shining, you know what I mean? And stay encouraged. Whenever you put this up to the sky, you see it glowing, like stay encouraged. So, and that's like I said, that's kind of how our organization was started. And that's what kind of like, as far as like the early stages of it, like, and still to this day, that's what we built on off of just brightening the lives of other people. And once I was able to see that, I was able to put a smile on kids' face just by walking up in there and maybe giving them some school supplies or giving them some stuff during the holiday season, or just spending time with them playing Connect 4, anything like that. It's just like that's when I realized that, man, it's the Lord has really used this situation to be able to brighten the lives of others. And while I was still working dialysis on my own, I'll still get a smile, put a smile on their face, which made me forget about my situation, because I'm like, at least I got a chance to do a lot of things that I want to do, both in the classroom and in athletics and stuff like that. These kids will never be able to probably go to school regularly. They will never be able to ride bikes. I used to be riding my bike all around the neighborhood with no cell phones, like I don't know. When the street lights come on, that's when my mom gonna see me pulling up. So it's like, but to see some of these kids, they would never get to experience some of that. And like I said, I was real self-conscious about my scars, because I went from having a 10-pack, 8-pack, 6-pack, whatever. I went from having all that to now I got catheters in my stomach, and it's like, so it's. Yeah, I felt very conscious. And imagine being a kid at that age where, it's like, kids make fun of other kids. Let's be honest, like, what I mean? Yeah. And get made fun of because of scars or it's all the medications you taking, So that got to be tough for them. So that kind of put stuff in perspective that, like, I got to be here for them, man. I have to, if I can show them that you can turn the situation to something and do great things,
Right.
Let them think, why not me? Hopefully they can think, why not me? If he can do it, he came from our same situation. Why not me? And that's my sole goal. Like I said, I don't do it for no awards. I don't do it for no accolades, because I can care less, because I know it can be taken away at any time. So I don't care about that. Honestly, my sincerest goal is just to help people, man, and try to leave a legacy before I pass away. Myself and my team to leave a legacy before I leave this earth. Plain and simple.
Without a doubt. And so, how has the organ transplant circumstance for young people or even adults? How has it been affected by the COVID-19 era?
It's been affected in a tremendous way. For one, it's been affected because we're not able to see our doctors in person really like that. Like it's hard to go up in the hospitals, and I mean they just started let us go in to I usually see my doctors once a week. Now you almost gotta have a fever and they send you to the emergency room. They having virtual conference calls and stuff like that. So I only can speak for myself, but yeah, like not being able to see the doctors regularly, and unless, like I said, it's an immediate emergency. Pharmacies, all sorts of stuff. Like, like, yeah, it's been highly
impacted.
Yeah, I can't really speak on it too much, like I said, because my outlook is always I'm forced to have a positive outlook, so my mind don't really be forced. I have to force to think like, man, how's it been negative? I just try to always look at things in on a bright side, what it could be. But yeah, I know it definitely has been impacted, but I'm not the one really to speak on that, as that's kind of not how my mind naturally thinks. You know?
I understand.
Yeah,
I understand. And so, being that you created a solution out of the problem that you had, and that you see that thousands of other young people have, I'm sure that you're eager to get back out there once we get beyond phase 2. And I'd like to know what are you excited about doing most? What's the one thing that you're most excited about getting back to when this is all over?
To be honest with you, just getting back to just physically being able to, touch people and to see people and hopefully be able to hug people, stuff like that. Physically, nothing is better than being present, like being able to be present and to, a lot of people are really suffering, man. A lot of people are really suffering through this time. So, only so much you can do virtually, virtually. But yeah, I just look forward to getting out there and helping more people, hosting events and spreading awareness, connecting with more amazing people like yourself. It's just, yeah, but I am thankful for this time, I'll be honest with you, because I truly think this time has slowed down life for myself and so many others, and being able to allow me to strategize and to create, reveal plans, which I won't say on here because we'll reveal them later, but definitely allow me to slow down life, and kind of like how dialysis did for me. Like that time on dialysis, how it slowed down my life and allowed me to really get my plan together, get my plan together for when I get up out of dialysis, is what I'm going to do. And once I got my transplant, I took off. I say I was like a rocket. Like I was like, Lord, let me go. Right. Like a horse when you get let free, you gone, or like a rocket, you shooting up and nothing can stop. I'm all the way up.
All the way up. Your energy is all the way up today. And I think the members of our audience are feeling it and they're seeing it. I would like for you to take a couple seconds, and I want you to talk to people who might be in need of an organ transplant right now. They might be losing faith. They might be a little bit discouraged, and they need some positive words. I need you to share some words for them today.
Just stay positive, stay encouraged. Remember, your test is a testimony, and this is a vital time because, like I say, your attitude is your altitude is predicated on your attitude. So if you keep a positive attitude on situations, no matter how good or how bad, I know it's easier said than done at times, but yeah, if you keep a positive attitude, and just work, continue to grind. Don't focus about what you can't do or what you're going through. Try to focus on the things you can do, because it's just stay encouraged, stay taking your medication, stay doing what your doctor told you to do. It, stay prayerful, and just know that, man. Like I said, the worst thing that you can do is during this time just overcome the situation and be the same person that you are when you got into it.
Wow.
And that's the worst. That's the worst thing it could be. It's like,
don't be the same when you come out on the other end of the situation. Don't be the same. Be a change person.
Don't be the same. Don't be the same. And that goes for your health, or that goes for any situation. Don't just keep moving forward. It don't matter how fast, no matter how slow. Keep moving forward, and like I said, keep a positive attitude, and and you'd be surprised how far that'll get you, man. I'm telling you, yeah, you'd be surprised how far that'll get you. And I'm a true testament. Like I said, I still, a lot of my friends like, why you call yourself ordinary? Even like my mom, don't call you, man, I'm an ordinary, man. I'm an ordinary vessel from God. But if you can recognize you ordinary, but it's the God that's extraordinary through you. It's the God that has brought me through my my health situation. It's the God that has elevated me in various business arenas. It's God that has allowed me to be here speaking with you today, my brother from college. It's God that, it's like, it's, and I give God all the glory. Like I said, I don't take anything. I know people get tired of hearing about God, but oh well.
I don't think they do. I don't think they do, and I think that your story has been very inspirational for our viewers today. I think that you're saying everything right. You're saying things that are hitting home with people, and I want to know if somebody wants to donate to the Why Not Foundation. Is there a place that they can donate?
Yeah, absolutely. Can I add one more thing and tell you how good the Lord is? You know how we started the foundation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I went through all that, and it's crazy where now it's been like it was like 10 years in, 11 years in, right? And the Lord has allowed us to impact thousands of lives about at that 10-year mark, right? Or 9-10-year mark. But then the Lord said, I want to take you higher. He said, I want you to not only impact lives, but I want you to inspire. Now you've been able to do a lot of different things. You know, you've been able to overcome, be healthy. Now I want you to help others think, why not me? Because back then, you know, like I wrote a poem and I don't even remember like certain parts of it. But I was like, looking back when I was crying on all the things I could not see, I never knew the Lord was preparing others to look at me and say, why not me? So I'll say that slowly. Looking back on the nights I was crying, thinking, Lord, why not me? Or thinking, Lord, why me? I never knew the Lord was preparing others to look at me and say, why not me? So all that stuff I was going through, all that pain that I was going through, all those breaks that I thought I wasn't getting, like everything that I felt like, you know what I mean, like was just falling apart, you know, all the stuff that I thought was losing. But the Lord was like, no, Lord was like, I'm bundling up because I got a bigger plan for you. And I thought my plan, I just stopped at my foundation, right? I just thought, oh, boom, stopped at my foundation. Like, thank you, Lord, thank you. He's like, no, I want to take you further. I want to take you further. And then he gave me the vision for Why Not Me Enterprises, which now.
No, why not me? Can you say that slowly so I can understand?
I'm excited. You know, every time I talk about it, you know. But Why Not Me Enterprises? And like I said, our mission is we aspire to inspire. So be able to utilize our platform, our influence, you know what I mean, our resources, you know, like I said, just different things that we've had and overcome to now not only impact lives through the foundation, but also to be able to help others, you know what I mean, like to be able to start organizations and to be able to help others, to invest in others, and, you know, whether they want a speaker, basically allowing them to showcase their purpose and or to achieve their purpose and their greatness. And, you know, it's like it don't got nothing to do with transplant, but to be able to show others that if I was able to overcome that, I'm not the smartest, but they say I'm far from a Harvard student, but just had the balls to do it. Or I had obedience to do it. In my case, I'm not no Harvard student. I'm as ordinary as it get. But I was obedient and I had the balls to go after. I had the tenacity to go after. And now, like I said, I mean, you know, being able to start foundations, start companies, you know what I mean, you know, stuff like that is just, and now being able to most importantly help others. So each one teach one. So it's kind of like, you know, it's just that's good. I mean, I can't because this is awesome looking back on.
Right. You have to give credit where credit is due. I also want to know, did you read any books along the way that helped you out?
Absolutely. One of the greatest books that I recall is, I believe it was called Do You through Russell Simmons, man. Like it was called Do You. I just remember, like, man, stop letting people stop trying to live your life based on other people's perception. Just do you, man, and be you. Do you, be you. So I know that was one book. What's another book? I got a lot of books. Of course, the 48 Laws of Power. Of course, my different spiritual type books. I got a bookshelf over there. I don't know if you can see, but I got a bookshelf over there that got a whole bunch of stuff on there. So, you know.
All right. Okay. So hopefully, you know, our viewers can not only take your message today, but they can take some of your book recommendations and read those and arrive at a new place. This platform is all about providing information, inspiration, and motivation. I have 3 questions I'd like to ask you before we wrap up this interview, and I want you to take a few moments and give us a deliberate answer. What is survival to you?
Survival is purpose. It's like the meaning of life and purpose of life. Like survival is, I don't only want to survive, but I want to achieve my purpose while surviving. You know, It's like, you know, it's like so that's what surviving is, to live long enough to do what the Lord has instilled in me to do, and to achieve my purpose while here on this earth. You know, like I said, and that's what survival is to me. Because and I say that because the Lord could have been took me if I wasn't. He could have been took a lot of us if we wasn't here for a reason. So that's what survival is. Like I said,
let me ask you this. What is success to you?
Success is good question. I never really thought about it. Success is just peace and happiness. Success is just no matter how it's not defined by anything materialistic or anything per se. Success is just knowing you doing what you put on this earth to do. So that's how I define success. I'm doing what I put on this earth to do.
All right. And what is greatness to you?
Greatness is being able to help others be great. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? Like, what is it? Greatness. Yes. It's just to help others be great, man. Like, you know, I aspire to inspire, and I aspire to impact lives, or I aspire to inspire and impact lives. That's just my life mission at this point. Do everything I do, inspire and impact lives. Why not inspire and impact lives?
Right. And people can email you at whynotfoundation@whynot.org if they have more questions or comments.
Yeah, that's our foundation. That's our foundation link. So they'll make sure I get it. Or, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That'll go to me.
Okay. Listen, Eddie, I want to let you know today that you shared a tremendous story and that we heard you and we are respecting the work that you're doing. You're helping people all across the country, and that's an honorable thing, and I commend you for that. I want to give you your crown today. I want to let you know that I'm inspired by what you're doing. I see what you're doing, and I brought you on this broadcast so that we can let the world know about your tremendous story and the tremendous work that you're doing. You, my friend, is one of America's next motivators, without a doubt. All right?
Bro, I love you, man. I'm proud of you. Thank you for bringing me on this amazing platform, man. Hey, you bright my day, man. And
no doubt. So as we wrap up, this has been another installment of America's Next Motivator. This right here is Mr. Why Not himself. Tune in tomorrow as we talk to a powerful poet who came out of the child welfare system and made his life excellent as well. I'll see you guys tomorrow right here at America's Next Motivator. Bye-bye.